Lakers face off against the Geneseo Knights today, 4 p.m. Unfortunately, My name is Logan Weingartner, riding solo in the box today on call for what should be an exciting field hockey bout between your Oswego State Lakers and Empire 8 foe, the Geneseo Knights. The Lakers have unfortunately been on a 3-game skid recently, with their last result coming in the form of a 2-0 shutout at the hands of the Houghton Highlanders. And the Highlanders really are a gritty squad, currently undefeated at 4-0 and sit at number 2 in the Empire 8 standings. So we'll see how they play out as we go down to postseason. And as for the Knights, though, they come in ranked number 17 in the most recent National Field Hockey Coaches Association poll. They hold a strong record of 4 wins and 1 loss, and they come onto Laker turf today, coming off of a heartbreaking 2-1 defeat against the 18-ranked Ithaca Bombers, but will look to bounce back today against our Lakers. And I want to shift back to those Lakers now, who will really need an all-around effort to come out with a W today. Sam Krautheim, we know she's a force to be reckoned with in the net, neutralizes those opposing attacks, blocking every ball that comes her way. But the problem really is the back end. They face adversity, struggling to keep up with opposing attacks. So that defense, I would say, certainly an area that need to be cleaned up today. And I want to say, though, the offensive struggles, they seem to be more pertinent. The Lakers have faced a goal-scoring drought. They haven't had a conversion since September 3rd against the Elmira College Eagles when they picked up their first win when Carly King and Ellie Kazel scored. But as the old adage goes, there's no better time than the present, and that can pertain to the Lakers tonight when they attempt to get things rolling. They want to control tempo from the outset, defend hard, and have few miscues in the offensive side. We've seen those errors turn into goals for the opposition, so they need to keep the ball clean. However, with all this being said, I do think the Knights will walk away with the W. I want to go with the analytics and what the experts would say, because the Knights are a very competitive team with a reputable defense. So I'll say Geneseo takes it 3-1, and we'll kick off play now as a stoppage comes, and the Knights will take it, and we're underway. Geneseo another stoppage as they attempt to get it rolling, and now the Lakers take it. Lakers pushing, but quickly goes back to Geneseo. Geneseo now rolling in the offensive side. Kicks it out. Kicks it out to number 12, Kyra Gianelli, a starter today. Geneseo pushing it through Lakers side. Laker defense pesky here, and they get the ball back. Taking it out is number 20, Alexis Snyder. Actually, sorry, she pushes it back. And taking it out. It'll go right back to the Knights, right back to their back end, really, in the defense. The Lakers take it back, though. Number 14, Natalie Shields with it. She passes it out, but gets intercepted by the Knights. Knights have it back. Another stoppage in play. Number 8, Sarah O'Donnell, the pass. It gets intercepted by the Lakers, and they have momentum here, but quickly shifted. Oh, never mind. Back to the Lakers. She attempts to get it to number 23, Ellie Kazel, intercepted by the Knights, and they're pushing on offense here. A little bit of an advantage. Lakers slow to get back with defensive momentum, and the Knights have it here. Number 21, Ava Harmon with it. She attempts to get it in. Krautheim prepared there. Wasn't all her, more of the back end, but still shows how she's able to prepare for any ball that's about to come her way, which we'll see a lot of today. We get a stoppage in play here, and the Knights will take it from the midfield. Or sorry, the corner. Knights will take it from the corner. Number 12, Kyra Gianelli to pass it out here. We'll see what happens. Sort of an advantage for Geneseo here. Gets it right out. Number 2, Shannon Cunningham, blocked and a goal right away. 2 minutes into the contest, nearly 3. Geneseo scores to put it up 1-0, and that underlines what I was talking about, the aggressive offensive attack from the Knights. They come out roaring, and they don't really look back. The offense momentum keeps on going, and the Lakers not able to keep up with it, as we just saw. Sam Krautheim will look to bounce back here, and so will the entire Lakers back end. Stoppage in play. Lakers try to get another stoppage. Number 12, Kyra Gianelli, she's about to get it. She'll be an X factor in this game among many other players for Geneseo as they look to take the win. Number 4, Molly Bathrick passes it out, quickly intercepted, goes out of bounds here. We've seen a lot of ball control from the Knights so far, and I expect to see a lot of that throughout the entire game if they keep putting on this overbearing offensive attack that they've shown so far and really throughout all season. They were riding a 3-game win streak before falling to the number 18 Ithaca Bombers, so we've seen how competitive and consistent they can be this season, really. It's another stoppage in play as Ava Harmon attempts to get it, intercepted by the Lakers. She gets it back, passes it up to number 7, Aubrey Wenner, and then goes back to the Lakers. Goes back to the Knights. Knights with the momentum here up in the box. It's taken back by the Lakers. And the Lakers get it back on their side of the ball. They will attempt to get rolling, but that will be stopped as soon as they attempted it. And it's number 9, Ella Greco, who gets it blocked, and it will result in no goal. And the Lakers will get it back. They will attempt again to get it rolling. Passes it out here. Swiftly intercepted by the Knights. Number 4, Molly Bathrick. She'll be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end. Junior midfielder. She's experienced. One of the many experienced juniors on this squad who headlines an entire team that is just ready to come to play every single game. Stoppage in play, but we quickly get back to it. Number 12, Kyra Gianelli rolling with it up the Lakers' side. Another stoppage. Kyra will get it back. Just try to pass it in, blocked by the Lakers, and it'll go out of bounds. Number 9, El Greco can't get a hold of it in time. Go back to the Lakers here. Number 12, Maddie Flume will get it in here. And the Lakers will attempt to get something going. Intercepted by the Knights, back to the Lakers. Once again intercepted, and the Knights have an advantage here. Number 9, Greco, comes in with it, swiftly blocked out by Krautheim. Just another great play by Krautheim. Gymnast-like moves she pulls out all the time, just bending every which way to show to or so block balls from coming into the net. It's really what you want from your sophomore goalie. Now the Knights will get it back. Greco with it. Greco rolling up the side. No good as it rolls through the box to the side, and the Knights can never really get a handle on it there. And it will go right back to the Lakers as we approach 10 minutes till we get to quarter 2. Go back out of bounds. And the Knights will get it back. Let's go right to number 14, Sam Lewis, the senior midfielder. One of 2 seniors on the team. So the Knights will they for sure benefit from that experienced help from the seniors. 1 of 2, Sam Lewis. 2 of 2, Natalie Reedy. Not in the starting lineup today, but yet still an experienced figure in the Knights squad. Now we see number 9, Greco, get it back, been a force in the offensive end so far with momentum. But the Lakers quickly get it back. Now Lakers pass it up, intercepted by Greco. Greco gets it, but the refs stop it. Now the Lakers get it back. Intercepted once again by that pesky defense from the Golden Knights, which we'll definitely see all game. Lakers get it back on defense, but the Knights then get it back on offense. And that pesky defense, we've seen it. First game gets RPI, 2-0 win, then 5-1, then 5-2, then 2-0. That's all their wins before suffering a 2-1 loss. But if you exclude that, the defense has still been amazing, and top tier to watch within the Empire 8 Conference as they look to head into the next half of the season. Lakers will take it here. Number 6, Julia Unger to pass it in as the Lakers attempt to get ball control here and keep it on their side. Number 14, Shields passes it through, but quickly intercepted by the Knights. They get it back. Lakers, number 10, Mimi Woznicka, with great defensive help there to take it, or at least attempt to, as the Knights get it back. Now another stoppage in play. Will stay on the Knights side of the ball, and Grieco with it. Sorry, not Grieco, Shields with it. But they will attempt to get it to Grieco as they have a lot of this game and will continue to do. She's a force in the offensive end. And momentum for the Knights quickly shunned away by the Lakers. Backhand has certainly improved so far, even with one goal. We can see how more coordinated they've been as opposed to recent games. Now the Lakers will take it in an attempt to get it going in the offensive side. As you see a little huddle in the net here. Which will be succeeded by the Knights passing it in. They have a little advantage here. Lakers will attempt to stop it inside the net. Number 7, Wenner with it, but no good. Krautheim stops it. No good from the Knights. Krautheim certainly in a very effective sophomore for the Lakers. Has been touched on many times this season in our broadcasts, and I'm sure will be throughout the rest of the season. Just goes to show how stout she is in net. But now the Knights have it. Knights rolling with it. Number 7, Wenner with it. A lot of ball control on her side along with Grieco, but they quickly get it stopped here. The Lakers will get it rolling. Knights with an advantage, but quickly stopped by the Lakers. Number 24, Julia Alvey tries to get it going. The Lakers try to roll with it through the Swiss Army knife defense of the Knights, but no good as they do try to get it going. Back in the offensive side of the Knights, they pass it up to number 12, Kyra Gianelli. Passing number 22, then Kyra gets it back. Kyra rolling with it. Lakers trying to stop her, and they do. It's deflected back onto their side of the ball, and a stoppage in play here. Very elite defensive stand by the Lakers there. Very nice to see that early in the game, and will hopefully translate into the next quarters and as we roll down here in the first quarter. Number 8, Sarah O'Donnell with it now, passes it out to her teammate number 9, Ella Grieco. Grieco to number 7, Wenner. Wenner has it. Wenner trying to control the ball, get it into the box. Any sort of momentum here. She gets it back as the Lakers deflect it. Now a stoppage in play, and the Lakers will get it back. 8, O'Donnell with it. Sorry, 8 of the Lakers were just Stuttgart. Sorry, she's been a very important piece for the Lakers this season on offense. She's been able to get the ball rolling, and we'll see her name a lot of times in this game. And our focus shifts to the Knights, who are rolling through on the Lakers side. Quickly goes out of bounds, and the Lakers will get it back. One thing we've seen from the Knights so far is while they've tried to get offensive momentum going, the Lakers have seemingly been able to shut it down quickly and very nicely. That backhand, as I talked about in pregame, they've improved in this game within the minutes, within the practice. You saw them practicing earlier, and I noticed improvements. So that'll be a headline all game, as speaks to how good they've been. Krautheim blocks it. Very nice block by Krautheim. It's just a textbook move, but she executes it so nicely, and back on the Lakers' offensive end as they will attempt to get it going once again. The Lakers, Knights, sorry now to pass it in. I expect another defensive stand from Krautheim and company in net here. As we saw a few minutes ago, they were able to stop it. And that should translate over to here with 4 minutes left in the first quarter as time winds down. Here we see number 12, Gianelli, pass it in. See if she can get anything going as she passes it to her teammates. Passes it out to number 14, Sam Lewis, the senior. blocked quickly by the Lakers, goes back in for the Knights, and they take a 2-0 lead with 4:14 to go in the first quarter. The Knights have already got their momentum rolling, and that's been the case for a lot of their games this season. Once they come out of the gates roaring early, it's very hard to stop them. So as we see the Knights tack another one on there, and the Lakers will keep trying to stop that momentum. We'll see if they can do it. 2-0 now as a face-off commences, and that goal was by Ava Harmon. Previous one was by that one was by Sam Lewis. Previous one was by Ava Harmon. So those two have been very effective on the offensive side of things. The experienced senior able to get it through. And now we see it right back to the Knights. Pass it out to the corner, back in, trying to get it back into the box for another quick goal before the first quarter expires. No can do there. Back to the Lakers on defense. Their pesky defense keeps trying to control the tempo. Number 12, Gianelli gets it there, not able to get it through. She tries, but not able as the Lakers back end stands tall. Now the Lakers attempt to get ball control, but slipped up there, and the Knights get it back. Back to the Knights here. Passes it in. And no good. Another stoppage, and now we shift to the Lakers. Get the ball back with 3:17 to go in the first quarter. Lakers will attempt to get something going and translate that into the second quarter. Now goes back out of bounds, but back to the Lakers. Passes it in. Intercepted by the Knights on the sideline. The Knights defense just seems to be there whenever they want to, seems to be there whenever they need to and want to get the ball back onto their side. Don't let anything through. They don't let anything through the back end. The Knights coming up with it. Back to the Lakers. Attempt to get something going with 2 minutes to go. Anything, a semblance of momentum will help carry into the second quarter as we attempt to see that, but keep no good as we keep going out of bounds because the Knights' very pesky defense keeps deflecting these balls that the Lakers try to get in, just stopping any momentum that they try to conjure up. As we see again, and the Lakers will pass it in from the corner. Pass it. Now they try to get it. Lakers get ball control on the offensive side, rolling it down the sideline, goes through Geneseo defenders' legs, and they will get it back. Push it up the offensive end, they will. Quickly stopped. Number 21, Ava Harmon, to pass it through, and she gets it through. All to be, though, quickly stopped by the Lakers. Again, very nice stand. Now the Knights will get it back, though. And she pushes it through. Number 21, Harmon again, comes up with it. But now Lakers stop it quick. They deny Meredith Gurton. Her first offensive shot goes back to Sam Lewis, who's already scored this game, already converted. Goes back to number 12, Kyra Gianelli, another offensive force along with Lewis. Goes back to the Knights. Number 8, O'Donnell is a clear path on net. Loses it back to the corner. She gets back, passes it out to number 12, Gianelli. But then a stop and play just for the Lakers to get it back. As we approach 1 minute to go here in this eventful first quarter of field hockey here on WTOP 10 between your Lakers and the Knights. Lakers pass it out. All to be intercepted once again, as we've seen many times here. All to be intercepted by Gianelli. Number 21, Harmon gets it. Harmon shot on net, but no good. And there seemed to be a stoppage before Krautheim blocked it. So maybe a penalty. We will see. Regardless, the Lakers will get it back right to number 21, Lily Kershaw. As her pass gets intercepted by the Knights, number 8, O'Donnell attempts to get the momentum going back to Abigail Estall, who gets her first touch of the game. Back to the Knights, 20 seconds to go here in the broadcast in the first quarter, I should say. Knights pass it up. Knights with an advantage deep into the first quarter. But the Lakers swiftly deny it, and 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We are likely not to see any other goals happen, but a stoppage on the clock. But still, likely Lakers should be able to stand tall here with 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. as the Knights will pass it in with an advantage in that front end, but the Lakers back end in the net. We'll see if they can stand tall with Krautheim, who's been very effective this game, even with 2 goals allowed. She stopped it and see if she can do it again. Passed out, 5 seconds left. Denied by the Lakers, and that will end the first quarter. 2-0 Geneseo Knights as the first quarter concludes on WTOP 10's broadcast of the Knights between the Lakers field hockey here on this beautiful Wednesday. And in the first quarter, as we have a 2-minute break, the Knights have been able to get things going very fast. And while the Lakers, we've seen them able to stop balls that came their way, those prominent defenders such as Alexis Snyder, Lily Kershaw, among others, they've helped in curbing what could have turned ugly in the first quarter, turned only into a 2-0 game. But we've seen, even with that defensive stoppages, we've seen those lapses in defense from the Lakers. And Coach Caitlin Hoover will definitely be telling her team in the huddle to clean up on those lapses. And on the offensive side of things, it's proven that they need to get things going. This Knight defense is certainly pesky. They're tenacious. They're all experienced. A slew of sophomores and juniors and 2 seniors down the squad. Those seniors are Natalie Reedy along with Sam Lewis. But the Lakers still, even with that, need to attempt to get it going. It's hard, but they should be able to get it going as long as Krautheim stops things on her end, what she's been able to as we approach 40 seconds here left on the break. So again, Caitlin Hoover giving her team that pep talk in the huddle to get things going in the offensive end, the momentum on the offensive end. And the Lakers will need to come up big from contributors. Carly King and Ellie Kazel, who I touched on, have had the only 2 goals of the season. Have had the 2 goals since the drought for the Lakers when they picked up that 2-1 win against the Elmira College Eagles. So they need that goal-scoring experience from King and Kazel to come up big once again against the Knights if they want to pick up a win here today. And as we approach the second quarter, the buzzer sounds. Another 15 minutes on the clock until halftime. So we'll see what momentum the Lakers attempt to conjure up and if they can put one on the board, and preferably to Caitlin Hoover's liking 2, and to the rest of the team's liking 2, to knot it up at 2 as long as the Knights don't get anything going and score another one. We see tip-off here right to the Knights. Knights trying to control on their end. Goes to number 12, Gianelli. Been a force so far. Right back to the Lakers, though. Then it goes right back to the Knights, back to the Lakers as they pass it right in. Another stoppage. The Lakers going to pass it right in again. Number 6, Julia Unger, to get it in. Any momentum, get it in one of her teammates. Goes to 14, Shields. The Lakers attempting to get some momentum here. Number 23, Ellie Kazel with it, the goal scorer from Elmira. She seems to get it going, but then another stoppage, all to go right back to the Knights. So that sort of sloppy, I'm not going to say uncoordinated, but sort of sloppily offense from the Lakers on display here as they hope to clean it up. It goes right back to the Knights and then back to the Lakers as they will try to get something going here. Again, number 6, Unger, to pass it in here. We will see her a lot after stoppages. She attempts to pass it in. One of her teammates get it going. Back on the Knights side of things, pass it up to midfield. Number 7, Aubrey Wenner tries to get it through, and Molly Bather keeps it from going out of bounds. No, she doesn't. Lakers will get it back on the sideline. Then again, it goes out of bounds, and the Lakers will get it back here. All to go back to the Knights. As we've seen a lot of times today, the Knights are there intercepting passes from the Lakers, who has found it hard to come by in regards to offensive momentum. But the Lakers now, I was going to say, coming into the box to maybe score a goal, but the Knights quickly take it away and take it back to their end. And the Knights pressing up with it. Number 9, Grieco with it. Grieco She stays with it. Ball control, name of the game, except for now when it's intercepted by the Lakers, goes back to the Knights. But good stand by the Lakers to prevent further momentum for them as they go into stoppage, but then they get it right back. Now passes it out here. Lakers try to get it back on their side. It's a little bit of scuffle in there as both teams try to scrap for the ball, and Lakers will come out with it. They will pass it in, but that will go out of bounds. And number 14, Sam Lewis, will hand it off to her teammate to pass it in. Lewis will come through as she tries to get it. They will pass it up to Kyra Gianelli. Many ball touches this game from her, as the Knights know she is a force to be reckoned with on offense. The Knights know how tenacious she is, but it gets back intercepted by the Lakers. But the pesky defense from 14, Sam Lewis, denies the Lakers from taking it up without a whistle. Then it goes out of bounds. Name of the game so far is defense for the Knights. They are stopping any potential wherewithal from the Lakers to try and get something going on offense. They have had not much ball control as they try to score a goal, but everything has been swiftly denied by the opponent, the Knights. As now on offense, they get things going. Krauheim denies it from number 9, Grieco. And no goal for the Knights. The Knights are not able to come away with a goal. Very, very nice stand. A+, A1 stand from the Lakers there in defense. That back end, I've touched on many times this game, that back end certainly has proven worthy for Krauheim. Has lessened the impact she's had to bring because the back end is denied any momentum, or some momentum in the second quarter, I should say. As the Lakers intercept it, try to get things going in the offensive end, quickly intercepted now by the Knights. The Knights will carry the ball up, taken by the Lakers, back to the Knights. And the Knights seem to have an advantage, although it's a one-on-one, and the Lakers win that battle. The Lakers do win that battle. Shows the tenacious defense, the one that won that battle, number 20, Alexis Snyder, who I pointed to as an elite defender this game. But the Knights now put it through once again. Goes right through the legs of Krauheim for the Knights' third goal of the game and their first of this quarter with 10 minutes to go in the second. So as 20 minutes has transpired in the game so far, the Knights have been able to put it through 3 times. And that 3-1 prediction I made pre-game, I've hit on 3, but maybe the Knights will tack on more if they keep playing the way they have been playing. My prediction will be upended, and it'll be more than 3 goals. As the Lakers try to get it going, but the Knights take it back. Then the Lakers do. Just a shift of momentum, as you've seen a lot. Shift momentum between the Lakers and the Knights. Back on midfield and back in the back end. Just keeps going in the scuffle between the Lakers and Knights as each squad tries to gain an edge and take the ball from each other. But now the Lakers win that edge. And will they keep it? They won't. Goes right back to the Knights. And the Knights push it through. They seem to have an advantage here. The junior forward, Grieco, passes it up to number 21, Harmon, who we've seen score a goal this game, and Harmon looks to get her second. She pushes it through, and Harmon, no good. Harmon attempts to get it back to Grieco to Harmon, then Harmon attempts to get it back to Grieco, but no good on that attempt as the Laker defense pushes through and stays solid to prevent the 4th goal of the game. Lakers get it back out to number 14, Natalie Shields. And then the Lakers attempt to push it past midfield. As we've seen a lot of times this quarter, they've attempted to just get any semblance or any representation of momentum. They try to get it past midfield. Now about a fight in midfield between the Lakers and the Knights as they both try to get the ball. And the Knights come away with it O'Donnell passes it up. And the Knights with an advantage, at least on the corner here. Greco with it. Just a one-on-one here. Greco outlasting her opponent. That's another one for the Knights. They put it through again. With what seems within 2 minutes, they've put 2 goals on the board, and my prediction, as I said, probably would be upended, is now officially upended, as it is 4-1 Knights. They've been able to push the ball through, and that was Harmon, again, for the goal. She put it through to give the Knights their fourth goal of the game. She's been all over this game. Really just a force for her Knights. And the assist by Wenner, who previously had the goal early into the period. So now we see the Lakers take it as 4-0. They try to get momentum, as I've touched on a lot of times this game. But none seem to be had as the Knights take it. The Knights with it now just a one-on-one here, and a stoppage is to be had. So Geneseo will get it here. Number 21, Ava Harmon with it now. Prominent goal scorer for the Knights. She has it now. The ball will go out to the corner. Harmon with it again, but quickly upended by the Lakers. Her attack stopped. Will she get it going again? No, she won't, as her attack is again stopped by the whistle and by that pesky Laker defense. Is that one-on-one battle more times than not now seems to be stopped by the Lakers. It's just that team defense that somehow is evaded by the Knights each time, as they've tacked on 4 goals in the game and 2 this period. So now the Knights with it now. The Knights in the front end and the Lakers in the back end with Krautheim, standing tall with Krautheim. They'll attempt to block any attempted shot here. As the Knights get it, passed out right to Harmon, back to number 2, Cunningham, who we haven't seen a lot from this game. But she attempts to get a shot on net, which is quickly stopped by the Lakers. That defensive attack comes out to stay strong from the net. Now it's just the offense that needs to turn those defensive stops into offensive momentum on their end. And that's exactly what the Knights are doing, though. As number 22, Seinfeld gets her first touch of the game, just to be stopped by the Lakers. But then the Knights attempt to get it back, all to be stopped by the Lakers. And now the Lakers in open space. Lakers again in open space, passes it up. Lakers get it past midfield on their end. It was Videla that tried to get it past, that was in open space and tried to get some momentum. That was quickly upended and stopped by the Knights. And now the Knights with it again. They push it up their offensive end. And Greco with it all by herself. But no momentum, or no even shot attempt, I should say, to be had, as she tried to pass it out to the front. That was quickly stopped, however, by Heather Dent, who a few games ago Coach Caitlin Hoover touched on is a very impactful defender for the Lakers. So we have seen stops from her this game, and she has certainly played her part in the Lakers' defensive attack this game. So Lakers will attempt to keep it aggressive here. As the Knights will get it, they will pass it in from the right side. And as we've seen many times, they have it in the front end. They have, seems to be 50-50 momentum-wise, because the Lakers are in the back end. But anyhow, they'll get it to Cunningham. Will take the shot. It'll be blocked by Krautheim twice. And then Krautheim will stand tall in the net and prevent the 5th goal of the game from happening as we wind down in the second quarter with 5:53 to go. That superior athleticism from Krautheim on display as she attempts to, as she does block, I should say, 2 straight shots. But now back to Cunningham. She passes it out to number 21, Harmon. Harmon takes it. No good. Tries to get it to Gurton, and Gurton tries to take a shot, but swiftly denied by the Lakers. And it seems that the Knights will get it back. They will, and they will repeat what happened about 15 seconds ago when I was touching on the 50-50 momentum, which is what's going to transpire here. As the Knights pass it out, Cunningham once again with it, with the ball. She passes up to Harmon. Harmon takes a shot. No good from Harmon. Harmon back with it. She's all over the offensive end. Anywhere she wants to be to attempt to get the ball past Krautheim. But anyhow, no good as the Lakers stop it. And once again, we will see the Knights get the ball back in their offensive end. Now this time from the opposite end of the field, or of the side of the net, I should say. Now the Knights, what they've done so many times within the last 1 or 2 minutes, they will do again as they pass it up to Cunningham. Cunningham no good, up to Harmon. Harmon with the backhander, no good from Harmon. That backhand was the first backhand attempt this game from her, but to no avail. She doesn't get that one through, but she has it back, all to be stripped away by the Lakers' defensive attack, who has stood very tall and kept their ground, imposed their will for the last 3 minutes. These last 3 minutes, what we've seen, the Knights, the ball really solely in their end of the field as they attempt to score a goal, but none to be had. As I said, the Lakers been able to stop that, headlined by Heather Dent, I will say. The Lakers get it back on offense now. The Lakers pushing up. It's a 1-on-2 or maybe a 1-on-3. 3 in the Knights' favor as the defender comes back and helps out to strip the ball. But then the Lakers get it back. The Lakers now pushing up. That was number 10, Mimi Wozniacka, who had it. Was stripped away by the Knights. Then a stoppage. Now Lakers get it back. The Lakers now 1-on-1. Let's see who wins this battle. Seems to be the Knights. As number 21, Kershaw, attempts to slap it through to one of her teammates. But easily blocked, quickly blocked by number 23, Grace Murphy, who has been a very good defender for the Knights this year and has helped, assisted in the attack and assisted there. Now number 20, Ella Axelson takes it. Passes it out to Aubrey Wenner, who has scored a goal this game as we roll down in the second half. 3 minutes to go in WTOP 10 as the Knights have advantage here. The Knights have an attack. They have momentum going. Wenner tries to get it again, but no good, and the Lakers will take it. The Lakers now, they pass it up. The Knights have it. As we've said many times this game, the Knights have much ball control. They're able to keep it in their end. That's the problem. They haven't been able to get it through until now, maybe? No. Stopped by Krautheim again. She lunges out to stop that with her glove, and that's the goalkeeping ability she holds. That's how effective she's been in net, just a representation all around of her ability as a goalkeeper, and why the Lakers are so lucky to have her for the next 2 years as she is just a sophomore. So now we see the Knights take it. And will the Knights be able to convert as they've wanted to many times on this exact play where they pass it in from the side? But now they hope to convert. Cunningham, I believe, is the one to pass it. And yes, she is. She tries to get it to her teammate. No good. But the Knights put one through Krautheim with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Go straight through the back end, straight through Krautheim. Too late for her to see, and touches the leather net. And it is 5-0 all of a sudden before the Lakers can blink. 5-0 in favor of the Knights as that tenacious offensive attack just keeps pushing through and keeps really just hammering through the Lakers. And now that goal was had by Aubrey Wenner. That's her second of the game. And a pair of Knights now, each have 2 goals. Wenner and Harmon shows the aggressiveness they poise day in and day out. And as they're able to push through what the Lakers attempt to have as a defensive attack, they're just able to push through it and keep the momentum going throughout the whole second quarter. And my prediction has been upended by 2 goals from the Golden Knights. From the Knights, and the Lakers haven't put one on the board yet, so we'll see if they can. And now 25. Caitlin O'Malley passes it in, but no good as the Lakers get it back. And as we approach 2 minutes to go in the first half, Lakers get it back and try to keep it that way. They will try to control the ball on their side and carry momentum from this first half, the momentum that they can get, at least I should say, from this first half into the second half, into the last 30 minutes to go. As it will be a hard feat to accomplish, but they will try to get 5 goals and tie it up within the next 31 minutes as we approach 1 minute to go on WTOP 10. And the Lakers get it here. No good, as that has been headlined. That has been a primary headline of the game. Lakers attempting to get it through, but the Knights just intercepting their passes right away, because that's what they do. That's what they've been doing all season. Shows the aggressiveness of their defense and where they want to be. They're very at the right spot, at the right time. That's been shown this entire game and should carry into the second half, barring any momentum stoppages. So now the Lakers trying to put a show on defense, trying to display a strong defense with 40 seconds to go in this first half, 5-0. We might not see any goals scored for the last 35 seconds here, but the Knights will attempt at least to, taken away by the Lakers as that attempt is to be had. It is taken away by the Lakers, as I said. And as we wind down with 20 seconds, the Lakers will take it up here on the Knights side of the field. Pass it out to number 2, Carrier, Addison Carrier. Tries to pass it up, quickly blocked by the Knights, had by the Knights, stoppage by the ref. Now right back to the Lakers, and we'll wind down in the first half, and that is the conclusion of the first half. So the Lakers not able to get much momentum. However, on the Knights side of things, are able to get, I want to say, all the momentum, especially in the offensive side. Goal scorers so far, Aubrey Wenner with 2, Ava Harmon with 2, and senior Sam Lewis with 1. Lewis stamping her mark on her senior season here with 1 goal so far as we head into the break, the 10-minute break. Lewis making her name heard. Lewis, again, making her name heard as an impactful senior. And I'm sure their coach, the Knights coach, is very, very brightened by Lewis, among others, their contributions throughout her 4 years here. So as the Lakers attempt to recoup, here in the huddle, and we will send it to break now and see you in about 9 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back to WTOP 10 on this beautiful, undeniably sunny Wednesday afternoon as we see the Lakers attempt to make a comeback and erase a 5-goal deficit that the Knights tacked on in the first period from scorers Aubrey Wenner putting up 2 goals, Ava Harmon also putting up 2, and then senior Sam Lewis putting her own element on the game with a goal. And now we see Knights control tempo here, 5-0 as I said, here on WTOP 10 between Lakers and the Knights. Beautiful Wednesday. Now we see the Knights get it and stoppage right 20 seconds in. See the Knights get it back here. Right back into their side of play. They switch ends of the field. See if that has any effect on them. See if that has any effect on the Lakers in trying to get a hold on their offensive momentum. See if that has any effect. All right. Now the Knights. We saw a lot of this in the first half. The Knights on the front end, Lakers on the back end, Lakers in net, Knights passing it out, attempting to get it through. We saw Krautheim a lot of times stretch out, stop those goals. Back end also stood tall despite the 5 goals. They've had many flashes of impressive defense. Get it out to number 4 here, Molly Bathrick. She passes it through Krautheim, as I said, spiraling out of control when it comes to goal stopping. She does that again. No regard for physical health as she's able to just lunge and stop goals that come her way here. With the the Knights taking it out of bounds. A pass that felt high is stopped by the ref, and the Lakers will get it all to go right back out of bounds. As we've seen many times this game, not momentum, just the ball rather, shifting right back and forth as the Lakers aren't really able to get a grasp on things as they try to up their ante on the offensive side of the ball. And the Knights here with it. Lakers trying to stop them on defense. Lakers getting back, but the Knights evade that. Knights able to get it through now into open space on the side for number 4, Molly Bathrick. Came up a lot in the first half as a momentum shifter. She passes it out to number 18, who passes it out to number 22, Seinfeld, who gets it through. All to no avail as the Lakers stop it, and they're able to get it back in their end, or rather the Knights' end. They're trying to get it back in their end. Still in the Knights' end, and is going to go back to the Knights in their end. No, it is not. Or yes, it is. Right to Molly Bathrick, previously mentioned. And Molly imposing her will on the defensive side of the game, as so many of the Knights players do, up and down the roster. Look at the stats. You can find just so many impactful players for them. As Senfeld takes it up here, one of the many impactful players, as I said, up and down the roster. But look at the Lakers roster. They have prominent defenders too, as we just saw. Headlined by number 14, Sam Lewis, who just took it. Plays a role as a midfielder, but took it there. Pesky defense from her. And right there, she takes it right back to the Knights here. Right to Molly Bathrick, but goes out of bounds. And the Lakers will take it here. 19, Carly King, one of the goal scorers from the Elmira game. I mentioned the game a lot, but it shows the Lakers can truly get momentum if they just impose their will from the outset and apply a tighter defense along with coordinated offense. So we will be hoping to see that, and Coach Hoover, most of all, will be hoping to see that as we wind down near 10 minutes here in the third quarter, Now the Knights to get it back. The Knights are going to pass it in here. Cunningham going to try and get it through. She's played a role, really, in that front-end attack. Received passes, tried to get it through. No goals yet, but still just had an impact on the game regardless. As the Knights get it back, and a lot of what I said in the first half of how the Knights want to control the momentum and carry that tempo into the second half. They've done that. They've delivered on a promise. They've delivered on a hope that I had, which is what they would control the ball right into the second half, and they have it here. They've headlined most of the game with their very aggressive offense, very tight defense, come together. I want to say a brick wall style defense, really stopping any potential ball control from the Lakers, because we haven't seen much momentum go their way on their side of things. Even as we switch the field, we haven't seen much of a shift in wherewithal from the Lakers as they try to get things going, but it's just difficult as the Knights just impose their will from the outset, which is I said I want the Lakers to do, but it's hard when you're playing a number 17 ranked competitive team like this. As we see the Lakers take it now. The Lakers have it. No good, though. Not a shot, just a block from a one-on-one. And the Lakers will get it back here. Or sorry, the Knights will as they try to take it into their end. Name of the game has been 2 goals per quarter for the Knights. 2 goals for Harmon, 2 goals for Wenner, and 1 goal for Lewis. So we'll see if they can tack on 2 more, but more importantly, we'll see if our Lakers can do that. Semblance of momentum going for them, which they want to do. And just a sloppy showing from the Lakers here to start the second half. But they attempt to get things going, and that defense by the Lakers showing that one-on-one pressure is probably their most essential area, their best area of focus. They've done this game, or they've really delivered in the area this game. One-on-one matchups. The Lakers, I want to say, have won most of them. It's just, as I touched on in the first half, the team defense that sometimes, unfortunately, crumbles when the Knights get it into the box and they eventually convert it. So now the Knights again the Lakers packing their players in the net, and the Knights on the front end as they attempt to put one through here. Pass to Cunningham. She's the front man here. Cunningham puts it through, but no good. Goes out of bounds. Krautheim did not have to make an attempt to stop that because it shivered past the net, which now allows for the Lakers to try and take a hold on things. As number 11, Dent, senior midfielder, will pass it up here. Dent, short-winded pass. Knights take it. Now the Knights, again, still controlling the ball. 14, Sam Lewis, that senior, experienced, prominent senior from Rochester. She's able to get things going this game. She's able to put a swing on things. She was a goal scorer in the first half. Now back to the Lakers as they have it. But now intercepted by Wenner. Wenner with a no good. She tries to put one through, but Krautheim lunges. Krautheim, very prominent stopper. One of the best. SUNY Conference and all of the SUNY Conference. Earned 3rd team all rookie last season in the SUNY Conference. Just goes to, among actually many other accolades, so goes to show how good of a goalie she is when given the reins. Now the Knights with it. Knights number 14, Lewis. Lewis gets it through out to Wenner. Wenner attempting to get something going out to Sophia Cox with her first touch of the second half. See if Cox can get something going. Blocked by the Lakers and looked like it hit the arm of a Laker, and she was in pain for about 2 seconds. She's good now, though. That was number 6, Unger. Her tenacity shows as it goes back to the Knights side. They are in open space. As the Knights have it, again in open space, back in their end in the center field. The Knights attempt to push through, get it past midfield if they can, as we approach 6 minutes to go here in the broadcast. on the game. Back out to number 7, Aubrey Wenner. A lot of touches this game from her, along with Grieco, along with Lewis. That's been the trio of beneficiaries for the Knights. Really, not even just this game, but the whole season. They've filled the stat sheet this game and throughout games past, throughout contests past. So they've been the momentum shifters. Certainly been the case this game for the team. They are very grateful to have the 3. Really grateful to have the whole team, I should say, because they've all been beneficiaries to the team. So now we see what happens. As a familiar sighting, once again, as I said, Knights in the front end, Lakers in the back end, surrounding Krautheim, attempting to block any potential goal here. And we'll see what transpires. Cunningham runs with it, but no good, as a stoppage is immediately had, thanks to Lakers running up right to the ball and denying the Knights from getting a hold on things. That's been another strong suit in the second half. And we've seen among that strong suit, among many others in the second half, is able to keep the able to keep the Knights from scoring yet again. And there we see, like I said, strong suit, one-on-one defense. Number 6 on the Lakers, Julia Unger, goes off her stick out of bounds, stopping a potential goal, or maybe stopping a pass from the Knights to one of their teammates to put it through. So that's thanks to Unger that the momentum was not to be had, and the Knights take it out here. See what happens. Knights with number 22, Senfield, my bad. Knights with it. But the Lakers take it. Knights again. Harmon with it. 2-goal scorer this game, Harmon is. She wants to make it 3, but the Lakers say no, and they take it back. And now we'll see what the Knights can conjure up as they take the ball back right from the Lakers. The Lakers say no, but the Knights say yes as they take it back. Right back to Harmon. Harmon out to number 1, Gerton. And the Knights, that starting lineup they rolled out with has been very effective as they are all still in. Starting lineup of Cunningham, Bathrick, Estall, Wenner, O'Donnell, Grieco, Gianelli, Landers, Lewis, Harmon, and Schaefer. All been super effective this game in a dynamic attack from the Knights. So they haven't let up on offense or defense. They've been able to curb the potential momentum of the Lakers, which the Lakers obviously have not liked. But Knights, that's what they'll do to you. They'll be aggressive in all facets of the game. They'll stop any momentum you want. So right away there, that's stopped until the Lakers get it again here and try to push it up through. Blocked by Landers. Lakers get it back. However, Lakers pushing up. Not a clear advantage. Although they will try to push it up. Although just to be stopped by the Knights. What they've done many times this game is just textbook for them at this point. It's night and day. Just able to stop balls that come their way. Able to deny it. So now we'll see it here. So the Knights pass it back. And one thing I've noticed from the Knights is they're able to get into open space. They're able to pass the ball through open holes and get it to their teammates in Wenner and Gianelli, Landers, Lewis, among many others. They're just able to get into open space because they're able to effectively separate from the Lakers defenders and clearly get the ball into where they want it to be. Even if the end result hasn't been ideal this quarter, has been ideal the last 2. So now as the Lakers take it, nope. The Knights will take it right back. And now the Lakers, however, just ball going back and forth. Happened many times in the first half, happened many times in the second half. Now Lakers, though, they'll get it. They'll come out with it. Never mind. Knights will get it back. Knights to take it here. Knights pushing upwards. Knights have somewhat of an advantage here. Like in hockey, you want the 3-on-1, 2-on-1 advantage. And that's what the Knights have. like in ice hockey, I should say. That's what you want. And it's translated to field hockey here. Players must have been watching the tape from the NHL as they have gained clear separation and been able to push up on those 3-on-1s and 2-on-1s and got those clear advantages. So now the Knights have it back in their end yet again. And we've barely seen any occurrences from the Lakers in which they've been able to push the ball into their side of the field. And that's just the overbearing defensive attack of the Knights put on display. That's what they've been practicing day in, day out, each practice, getting better throughout the season. Like I said, they were on a 3-game win streak before the Bombers bombed their chances of getting a win. But they are right back on track here as they're up 5-0 and with the momentum for the second half. As the Lakers tripped, gets back up as the Lakers have it in their end. The Lakers get it back after a quick stop from the Knights. Stop translates back into their ball, however. And an attempted push through of the ball carries into out of bounds as we approach 1:05 left in the second half. The Knights push it up here, deflects off of Wenner's stick and goes out of bounds. So the Lakers will take it back. The Lakers will have as they attempt to get something going here. As we head into the final 50 seconds, now down to 45, the name of the game here for the Lakers is 2 words, offensive push. They'll hope to do that in the final 15 minutes. They'll hope to get a grasp on things. And even if they can't get 5 goals on net, which the analytics and experts would tell you is an unrealistic thing to have. You got to temper your expectations sometime. But I'm sure Coach Caitlin Hoover would be pleased at the very least if they were able to put 1 or 2 goals on net against this very obviously elite Empire 8 foe in the Knights as we get down in the third quarter and as we end the third quarter on WTOP 10 between your Oswego State Lakers and the Geneseo Golden Knights in a 5-0 rout from the Knights. Sorry about the Golden Knights mess up again. It's the Knights. But anyhow, it's the Knights with the momentum here. Things I touched on before we went to halftime break. I questioned if they'll be able to take the momentum that they had, the large amounts of momentum that they had from the first half into the second half. And while no goals have been put up, it's clear that they have took that momentum and carried it right into the second half. They really haven't missed a beat as their prominent offensive forces, their prominent offensive engines, which have been Grieco, which have been Cox, which have been Bathrick, which have been Lewis, among others, such as Harmon. I missed on Harmon. She is definitely a central offensive engine for the Knights, as are the other players I mentioned. So those effective players in the first half, among the others for the Knights, have been the same force to be reckoned with within the second half as they've been taking ball control. They've been really controlling the tempo, controlling the pace from the outset. From that buzzer, which carried us into the second half, they've been able to put the shots on net. And while they have been denied by Krautheim, who's put on, I want to say, a very good performance in the second half, it's still all Geneseo, as they haven't let the Lakers get much going on the offensive side of things. Now, we will see if that changes in the fourth quarter. As I said, Hoover, Coach Caitlin Hoover and company will without a doubt be pleased at the very least if they can put up 1 or 2 goals on net, or if they can at least get 1 or 2 effective shots on net. Shows their effort, shows their wherewithal, shows that they want to get at least a goal, shows that they want it. So we'll see what the Lakers can do as we transition into this final 15. So we see the Lakers lining up in formation as they had for after each buzzer. But will the difference here be if the Lakers can keep up or can put on offensive momentum? Will that be the difference from the previous 3 quarters? We don't know, but we will see as we go into this fourth period on WTOP. So now the Knights have it, but the Lakers quickly intercept. It's off to Sophia Prianti, who hasn't seen many touches this game, but is put into the game in this fourth quarter and will hope to be effective as the Lakers get it here. Carly King to pass it out. Although quickly goes to the Knights. Knights in a battle, one-on-one with the Lakers' very own Harley Giliberti. And it's the Lakers that win that battle as we see. It's their ball here. They attempt to get it on the offensive end. And now it's Natalie Shields who takes the Shields, passes it up, or attempts to at least to Camille Gallego. But the Knights swiftly intercept it. As they have so many times this game, they are able to take away passes and what have been potential chances for the Lakers. We haven't seen the Lakers get in the box much or where they want to be on the offensive end because we've seen that tenacious and pesky defense from the Knights. It's what they've practiced day in and day out, and I was watching them pregame from the box I'm in, riding solo. I was watching them pregame, and they seem to be very coordinated on all ends of the game, seem to be very synced and locked in all ends of the game. We are seeing that transpire into the game as the Knights take it and is swiftly denied, however. Swiftly, a word that comes up a lot in this broadcast, but it's a great descriptor to realize what the Knights have been doing to the Lakers, how they have been, I'd say, conquering them on both ends of the ball, as they once again that conquering on display. As 22, good handles from Seinfeld. Good handles from Seinfeld. Grieco with it. Grieco take a shot, but no good. Krautheim denies it. Krautheim extends her leg and just denies it. Goes right back to the Lakers as that defense stands tall. And we have not seen a goal in 18 minutes. And I believe that is the longest we have been without a goal. So that shows that pep talk from Caitlin Hoover ignited something in the Laker defense at the very least to keep them on their toes, to keep them walking around in eggshells against this aggressive Knight offense, and to keep them denying potential chances, especially Krautheim, that 2024 Rookie of the Year of the SUNY Conference. Cunningham takes a shot on a net, but no good as the Lakers deny it. It's what Hoover instilled in them. To make your opponents fear on the offensive end. To instill fear into your opponents. It's what every coach wants from every player, from every team in every sport. And the Lakers have executed that on the defensive end in the second half. Not so much in the offensive end, but there's still 12 minutes left, so anything can happen. I'm not going to rule anything out of the equation, of course. So we'll see what transpires within these final 12 minutes coming up on 11. As we see the Knights take it. Stopped by the Lakers, stopped by Krautheim. It was number 15, Caitlin O'Malley, who spearheaded that defensive stop there. And then Krautheim, who came out of that box to swiftly deny it with her leg, with that pad, large pad, to take it away from the Knights. O'Malley and Krautheim, that duo, we've seen many times this game deny many potential chances. Now the Lakers trying to get a chance on the offensive end. With number 25 here, Harley Giliberti taking it. Harley Giliberti been getting more touches in the second half as opposed to the first. So we'll see if she can make an impact in these final 11 minutes. We wind down to 10. Now we see the Knights taking it up. Christiana Clark passes it through. Grieco attempts to get it. No good. She does get it again. Gets a pass from her teammate. Then blocked by the Lakers, which they have done much of this second half. Let's see if the Knights can get separation in a potential shot on goal here, as they've been able to within their 5 goals in the first half. They are not able to, however. And the Knights take it, though. It's passed out. Fight in the net. It's a party in the crease. But the party is shut down by the Laker forces. They're able to take it away and get it back on their end. And the Lakers, they don't want to do this, but to give it up to the Knights, because it's sometimes just a sloppy occurrence of how you try to pass it in. It's intercepted by that coordinated effort of defense from the Knights as they take it up, turn that defense into offense, and Grieco with it here. Grieco attempts to get it through the legs of that one-on-one defender, but no good. It's the Lakers that deny that potential chance. Knights have it right back in their end. Goes through the glove of Krautheim, and that's the 6th goal of the game for the Knights. They're able to upend the Lakers once again. First goal of the second half, 6th goal of the game as we approach 10 minutes to go in the contest. And that goal, again, marks the 6th and represents the unwavering offensive ability of the Knights that they have shown all game. So that's the 6th, and it is 6-0. Knights now, and that goal, first of the game for Hallie Senfield, who has put on a very bolstering offensive attack along with the rest of the Knights this entire game, this entire outing. Very impressive from her and company within her team. Now as we continue play with 10 minutes to go, 9:45 as I speak, the Knights able to get another chance once again, all to be stopped by that white line. Signals out of bounds. It does. So the Lakers will get it back here. And it's the Lakers. Is it the Lakers? Yes, it is the Lakers who will get it, but eventually pass it out to the Knights, which again I said they don't want to do, but sometimes it just happens when you're rushing too much on the ball and you have a defense like the Golden Knights that jump on everything, that jump on any potential chance, and they take it away from you right away. It's been the case this entire game as the Lakers try to get chances. It's number 14 gave a name to the number. That's Sam Lewis. Passes it through. And now the Knights get it through. And Sam Lewis, she has to be excited about this final season, how it's going so far for her. The Rochester native, as am I. But more about her, it has to be exciting for her as they started 4-1. They've really been able to get a grasp on things this season. Number 2 in the Empire 8 Conference. Number 3 in the Empire 8 Conference, behind Houghton College, who they suffered a loss to last game. But likely to meet in the postseason again in those Empire 8 playoffs, those always competitive playoffs. So we'll see how those transpire as the Knights get it back. But the Lakers get it back now, as we've seen several times in these final 15 minutes. But it'll be a reoccurrence of so many times this game where I don't know exactly what to call this. Forgive me, I'm not the most familiar with field hockey. I don't know what to call this formation. Yet the Knights, they've been able to do this many games. While it's rendering rather ineffective for them, as the Lakers have been able to stop it. We'll see if that changes now. No, it will not change. We'll see the same result as we have seen, as the Lakers will flip off those helmets in a sigh of relief. Throw those gloves and helmets on the field behind Krautheim, behind her box, in a sigh of relief, as they know they haven't let up that 7th goal of the game. And now they'll try to translate that into offense, but will they be able to, as the Knights actually take the offensive stance? And it rolls into the net. I believe it was deflected off a Knight or a Laker. However, regardless, very slow transitioning of the ball into net, but it did connect with the leather for the 7th goal of the game for the Knights. Let's check our stat sheet to see who that was, but it just shows that the Knights are just jumping on any ball that comes their way, especially now they want to do that, and they have done that. 7-0. Knights. And that was Aubrey Wenner, who tacks on her 3rd goal of the game, signifies her hat trick, represents her larger-than-life impact, not just this game, but really this whole season for her program. And Coach, I'm sure, is pleased with that. So we now see the Lakers attempt to get a hold on things, and Coach McConnell, I'm sure, is pleased with that. Margaret McConnell, her 8th season as the Geneseo field hockey coach, had a very successful 8 years. They won the Empire 8 championship last season and advanced to the NCAA tournament. So McConnell, she has took that momentum from last season and has done nothing short of really translating it into this one, as she has not missed a beat for this team. Certainly put a smile on the faces of not just their seniors and experienced players, but the incoming freshmen. So now we see, can McConnell's team get an 8th goal? Or will the Lakers, in fact, put their first goal of the game on the board with with Caitlin Hoover being pleased. So now we see the Knights with it. Now we see Maya Costanza, another Rochester native, but her pass is quickly intercepted. So now we see it be intercepted yet again by the Lakers, just to transition back to the Knights. That ball is now out of bounds. Krautheim being ready for any ball that comes her way, even as I'm sure she's feeling defeated with the 7 goals let in. But there's no reason to let this dwelling hope linger into the next game. She still has her accolades to ride on. She still has the strongest support of her peers to keep her head high. And of course, she's a very strong goalie, very stout keeper in net, and that's represented by her 2024 SUNY Rookie of the Year and 3rd team honors overall from that season. As now we see her attempt to deflect. Another attempt by the Knights. Attempts to get it to Cunningham. No good. Wait, it's back to Cunningham. Just goes right through her stick. And now the Lakers will get it back here after it goes out of bounds. We'll see what they can do with the ball. Can they get it on their side of the play and maximize ball control within these final 5 minutes to put at least 1 or maybe 2, that's magical, but maybe 2 goals on the board. Magical dream come true. It really is if they were able to. Can they do it? Can they instill fear into the opponent within these final 5 minutes? We'll see if they can. We've seen defensive stops from this energized, what seems to be a rather energized squad within the second half. Can they make more defensive stops and turn those stops into offensive chances on net? Can they connect it through past the midfield? No, they cannot, unfortunately. And it is right back to the Knights there. The Knights will pass it in from out of bounds. Number 3, Molly Videla. You really can't say enough about when you go up and down the roster about who has had more of an impact. Because all of these players, I'm sure if you ask Coach Margaret McConnell, all of these players, she has high praises for all of them. All of them have had an equal impact on the wherewithal, on the success of this program. So I'm sure McConnell is pleased with the high impact. She gives high praises, and it's nothing but high praises for our goalie, Sam Krautheim, as she denies another potential goal. Knocks it off her pad. Must have played ice hockey at one point, because you see a lot of goalies do that, come out of the net, deny it with their pad. That's what Krautheim did. Similar sports, so is lacrosse. So these players must have watched tape on that at some point. However, anyhow, we go right back to the Lakers, right back to action. Right back to the Knights. As Cunningham takes it. Passes it forth. The Lakers try to get it. Our number 17, Matt Kubler, tries to get any edge on the defender. All to no avail, as that one-on-one defense has gone a lot of the Knights' way. Has gone where they wanted it to go. They've been able to stop an edge from being gained by our Lakers. So all to the fault, or all, I guess I should say, the Lakers just don't want that. The Lakers want to get chances on net. As I said pregame, they want to control the tempo from the outset. And unfortunately, as we roll down on 3 minutes, unfortunately, haven't been able to do that. The Knights have fulfilled my promises on doing that, have fulfilled my hopes, rather, on doing that. As the Knights, it's a nice handle by 22 of the Knights. Senfield, but she quickly gets upended by Laker defender number 6, Unger, midfielder / defender Unger. She gets upended by her. Momentum taken away. So now we see the Lakers take it back. So now back to the Lakers here as they attempt to push it through midfield, which they have attempted to do so many times this game. All or much of to no avail, unfortunately, for Hoover and company. However, can they do it this time? Or Lakers get to it first, or the Knights? It's the Lakers that win that race. But the Knights, they come back. The Knights, they come back and say, I want to win that race. And that they do as they get it back. It's number 5 of the Knights here. Face to the number, Sacco. Sorry, looking at the wrong roster. Cox here of the Knights. She takes it back. Says, I want that ball. But then the Lakers, they read her mind. Say, I want that ball. So they get the ball. Now let's see if they can get any momentum here. The pass from number 11, Dent, senior midfielder. All to no avail, all to nothing as the Knights take it back as we head close on 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Can the Lakers quickly score here so they can say they put one on net against one of the most threatening defenses in all of Empire 8? Let's see if they can. Because I'd say that would be an accomplishment in itself as you face adversity this entire game. So let's see if they can tack one on. They can quickly evade those obstacles and put one on the board. See if they can do such. We approach 1 minute left. 1 minute left exactly as I speak. Now the Knights to get it. The Knights carrying it through the front end. Can they take it? Lakers win that one-on-one matchup. It is Carly King who wins it. Prominent defender. Lakers will need her. Lakers will certainly love her for 2 more years. One of their own best defenders. Very good, very experienced defender. So now we see, though, the Knights take it back. Now the Knights, good handles for number 25, O'Malley. But the Lakers take it here. Can the Knights get it? We roll to 20 seconds left. And they pass it through. Let's see what they can do with 20 seconds. They know it's any momentum to be had from here for the Lakers. We will see if that is the case, if they can have any momentum. Stoppage had here. Possibly the last stoppage will be the last stoppage before the final whistle. Which we won't see. Well, we will see. I was going to say we won't see it for 0.5 more seconds. But the refs want to take a rush and do it. So it's 0.5 seconds left. Down to the last whistle, and now it is 7-0, and that will be the final result of today's WTOP 10 broadcast between the Knights and the Lakers. A complete rout from the Knights, which we don't want to see here on Laker turf. However, that's just what it is sometimes. Can't control the field hockey forces. So now we see... So now we see that both teams heading back to their benches. And just a quick recap of the scorers. Aubrey Wenner with a hat trick. Ava Harmon with 2. And Sam Lewis with 1. So other teams will feel their forces, will feel their effectiveness throughout the full season. And we'll watch that full season as we close out this broadcast today. 7-0 win from the Geneseo Knights. Thank you for tuning in. On behalf of me and the rest of the crew, good night.